Please listen carefully.
Hello, universe, and welcome to the Optimist Daily Update. I'm Amelia Buckley.
And I'm Summers McKay.
And we're part of the team behind the Optimist Daily, making solutions the news. We bring you reader-funded solutions news every day in order to change the tenor of news media, social media, and the direction of your day to help get us all focused on what's going right in the world.
7 days a week, we publish positive news stories written by award-winning journalists and delivered online to your inbox and through our social channels. And also, we are sharing these solutions in a commute-worthy, walk-worthy, home office-worthy, holiday vacation-worthy, Amelia's last day at the company-worthy podcast. Today is Tuesday, the 28th of December, 2021. So we're going to go on like our little time machine and forecast ourselves to Tuesday, the 28th of December. Because as many of you know, we are pre-recording our holiday favorites. And we thought it would be very appropriate to have Amelia record her holiday favorites on her technical last day with the company. So in your future version of yourself and from all of us at the Optimist Daily, Amelia, thank you for all you have done. You are one kicktail lady, and I am so grateful for your participation on our team. So
thank you, Summers. And it's been wonderful to be here for the years that I have. So I'm excited to be closing out the year with you guys. How was I guess I can't even ask you how your week was because in the future,
right? In the future pretend week. So in the future pretend week, my family and I should be returning from our vacation in California. Actually, as we're readying for this vacation, because we haven't gone yet, my daughter has started running around the house quite regularly saying, I want to go to California to see Grand Rick and Grand Mew. So she is old enough to understand that she gets to see her grandparents. And as you said before we started the pod record, seeing grandparents when you're little is the best thing.
Oh my God, it was such a highlight. My grandpa used to, and I'm sure actually if I said I wanted to, he would still do this with me. But he's a history buff. And so we would go to the history museum and then we would eat a ridiculous amount of ice cream and run around. He lives in Sonoma and there's a huge square there. And so we would run around the square. It was so fun.
Oh, how cute. I think in your future self, you need to do that with your grandfather.
Definitely. I should ask him if he wants to. He'd be so confused, but also so excited.
Now, in your future self vacation, what is it? Where are you traveling for the holiday? Obviously, you're working until the very last minute of today. You don't get any vacation, but you do get a vacation. Where are you traveling for the holiday? Because you are sitting currently neck deep in snow in Montana.
Currently, it is very snowy in Montana, which I'm excited about because ski season has been taking its sweet time to arrive. But for the holidays, I'm actually going home to California. So I'm going to be in Northern California, bouncing between my parents' houses and my partner's parents' houses. So I'll be around, but in the Bay Area for the holidays. And then also going up to Tahoe to ski for a couple days, which will be fun.
Oh, to be young and have the time to ski. No. Well, today, guys, we are doing our as you have been listening to the week, right? Yesterday we did our wrap up on science. Today we have our 10 favorite business stories from the year. And Amelia and I have both picked stories that really are about the future of work and what work will look like as we move into a more economically viable and socially conscious work environment. So at the Optimist Daily, we are always looking for premier opportunities to improve our own workforce experience. We have been talking a little bit about the opportunity for Amelia's story. We have at the Optimist Daily decided to keep our schedules really flexible and allow people to sort of work a 24-hour clock because we're all over the world, but everyone gets their work done. That is our key focus is, do you get your work done? Amelia, what does your story talk about?
So my story, and I was excited because this is actually one of my favorite stories of all time on the Optimist Daily, just because I love this concept. But my story reads, World's Largest 4-Day Work Week Trial is an overwhelming success. And I think part of the reason that I love this story so much is because of the flexible work schedule that I have come into the professional world with at the Optimist Daily. So I like the idea of giving workers more autonomy and more flexibility in their work schedule. And This story is actually about a trial in Iceland, which was the largest ever trial of the 4-day work week, and it has been hailed as an overwhelming success that should be tested elsewhere. So, more than 1% of Iceland's working population participated in the scheme, which is crazy. I mean, 1% of your workforce, that's like a pretty big chunk, especially if you consider if you did that in the US, how many people that would be. That'd be huge. And it cut the 40-hour working week to 35 to 36 hours with no reduction in overall pay. And the trials were long. They went from 2015 to 2019. And the 2,500 people, which tells you how small Iceland is, it showed that it significantly improved productivity and well-being. And the trade unions actually following this struck an agreement that 86% of Iceland's entire workforce will be moved to this schedule permanently.
Yeah.
And overall, even though the employees felt, healthier and had stronger work-life balance, there was no impact on productivity and service in the majority of workplaces. Mm-hmm. So essentially, cutting people's hours down and saying, you don't have to work maybe 8 hours a day, you have to work 6 hours a day or 4 days a week, not 5 days a week. People just took that time and really locked down and focused for that time rather than, being around for 40 hours, but maybe burning out after lunch and taking a 1-hour break where they didn't actually do anything, or lazing around on a Friday because they were waiting to hit that 5 o'clock mark.
Well, and if you think about it, I mean, we've all been to work, right? Well, those of us who have had the opportunity to work in jobs where you really did have to punch a clock, that your productivity and your efficiency slacks off, right? Totally. When you're on and when you're off. And at the Optimist Daily with our team, we are very straightforward with one another as far as, hey, my productivity is really shot today. I need a few hours. But then we're also, as a leadership team, we give kind of horizontal leadership strategies to everybody who works here in the sense that we can hold each other accountable if we feel like over a period of time, someone is falling off in their productivity, and being able to say, hey, we need you to come back in. We need you to engage. And I think the idea, just a simple 10% reduction in the expectation of hours going from 40 to 36 doesn't seem like that much. And if you think about how much time during a work week you can waste, how much time during a day can be spent on, whatever, scrolling social media, it is just nominal as far as the amount of time that you're actually getting your employees to really show up and be present. And so I love the idea of reduced work weeks, and what, the headline says a 4-day work week, but what this really is, as you've said, Amelia, is about flexibility, right? And just allowing people to get their job done well and proving the economic viability of this. So I'm always about what's the economic viability? And here we go, proving right here. I know that our own productivity and our own economic viability has increased as we've become more flexible with our team. So definitely, I love it.
All right. What is your future of work story to share today?
My future of work story is about actually the new jobs of the future. Headline reads, these are just some of the new job opportunities in a zero emissions world. All right. So we've read stories about policymakers over and over committing to zero emissions, to zero carbon footprint. We know that this is the direction economy is going. And so what are the jobs of the future? A lot of folks right now, we have some younger listeners at the Optimist Daily who are perhaps charting their career, or perhaps mid-career people who are looking for a new direction. Here's where it's going. First things first, assembly line home fabricator. Now, the homes of the future are going to put far more emphasis on circularity, and production lines will be revamped to value modular homes that can be deconstructed and reconstructed without contributing the materials to landfill. Circular construction will actually shrink on-the-ground construction jobs, but jobs designing and assembling modular homes will create new opportunities. This is so salient and imperative for us to think about when we think about also having climate event resistant homes. And I know recently we have acknowledged some big climate events that have affected homes that were not constructed properly. On with the home focus, the next job is home energy auditor and retrofitter. Have you guys had someone come in and check your home and find out where you have your energy leaks? Well, if you haven't, you should. And if you want a career that goes into people's homes and actually assesses and retrofits current models to include electric appliances, adequate insulation, low flow plumbing, and at-home solar, which continues to grow, this is the gig for you. Marine retrofitter. All right, if we can make electric cars, why not electric boats? We get a lot of great boat stories on the Optimist Daily. Some of our most successful ones have been about electric boats cleaning up the world. So, marine retrofitter. Likewise, in the mode of transportation, electric vehicle technician. More and more EV vehicles are coming on the road. Let's fully embrace electric vehicles, and they will need repairs. I love this one. Non-traditional fuel source engineer. So this is an engineer in the growing fuel sector. So this is an engineer in the growing fuel sector that is following a new path for how we are going to power our world. Emissions auditor. Are we doing what we're saying we're doing? Are the companies doing what they say they're doing? These next ones are kind of the accountancy type roles. Environmental accountant. And that is basically defining the economic benefits of environmental improvements that are made by companies and individuals in their homes. Now this one, I think the next two would be my ideal future job. Wilderness restorer. Amelia, can we just take off and rewild the Earth's surface and play a huge role in reducing emissions and boosting biodiversity? I feel like I'm like my own little mini wilderness restorer right in my neighborhood here in Austin, but I love this job. And certainly I am looking for experts who can help me do that at our house.
Okay, but the next one is my dream.
I was going to say the next one's got to be your dream job. What's the next one?
The next one is Regenerative Farmer, which I love. And you guys know how much I am a fan of regenerative farming. And if you want to learn more about that, check out our zero food print view that we wrote about. That's a cool regenerative farming initiative.
Oh my gosh. Can you make sure this story links to that? Because
absolutely,
it definitely needs to. Yeah. And then circular economy retailer. This is like how we reuse and recycle all of that fast fashion that we thought was a good idea and then we realized wasn't. Okay, so that was like a mega list of potential jobs, and there are tons of other jobs that are going to come into this world as we evolve our economy. It's pretty exciting. Take a look at the list, share it with a person you know who might be in a career transition. Amelia, what else do we have on the Optimist Daily today?
We have got some other great stories on the Optimist Daily today, some of our favorite reruns. We've got some strategies to dodge remote work burnout. One ambitious crew is bringing carbon neutral shipping to the Hudson River. Climate careers for Gen Z are a clear path to success.
Right, that one is like a partner to this one. They go very well together.
Definitely. IKEA's buyback and resell program has launched in select U.S. stores, and this thrift store provides clothing specifically for the transgender community. I think we have a couple others. What are the other ones?
Let's see. These Minnesota solar farms to go beyond green energy production. A soccer club is going to become the first in the U.S. with a zero landfill stadium. And a study shows that diverse corporate boards see lower risk and higher returns on equity. We knew that. We got a study to prove it. It's the future. So diversity, green economies, lower emissions, and tons of worker flexibility is the future of business. It is growing. The world is growing. Business is growing. Things are good. And you know what? Here's to a new year. And Amelia, here's to your new adventure. Everybody, thank you for listening to today's Optimist Daily Update. We promise to continue to share positive, solution-based stories with ideas on how you can participate in this changing world and ensure it is changed for the good. We promise to cover current events with accuracy, legitimate sources, and offer you the information needed most to chart new paths in a happy and abundant and expansive way for all of us.
Please, guys, if you're not already, consider becoming an emissary on theoptimistdaily.com or gifting it to someone you love. And for just $5 a month, support reader-funded independent journalism and be part of the solution-changing consciousness and addressing our world's biggest challenges with a problem-solving mindset. Let's keep the Optimist Daily free to all who need it, supported by those who can.
All right, Amelia, I'm ready to see your Optimist Daily emissary membership come through. Thanks, everybody. Have a great rest of your day.